It's important to understand the missiles that they have been using against Israel are long-distance missiles. The missiles they would be using against US bases, first of all, they have a larger arsenal of them, are medium and shorter distance missiles. They have not used those against Israel, and as a result still have plenty of them left. So by targeting the bases, that also means that they would target the countries in which those bases are hosted. Could be Qatar, could be Bahrain, could be UAE, could be Saudi Arabia. This would regionalize the war. This is part of the reason why many of these Arab countries are dead set against this escalation. They don't want this conflict to come to their territory.
به ایران اجازه غنیسازی نمیدیم، این غلط زیادی است. کسی منتظر وارد صحبت میشن، گفتگو میکنن، سعی کنن دولتی در
Iran has been enriching uranium to a much higher degree than is necessary for the peaceful purposes that the Iranian government is pursuing. And so for that reason, there has been a long-running concern in the international community that Iran might be pursuing nuclear weapons. So uranium that is used for nuclear weapons tends to be enriched to roughly 90%, and you wouldn't ever go that far essentially if you're trying to use it for peaceful uses. And so the stockpile that Iran has that's enriched to 60% could be used for nuclear fuel, but it is also relatively quick to enrich it to the 90% required for nuclear weapons capability. What we know is that prior to Israel's attack, the IAEA had said that Iran had likely enriched enough material for up to 9 nuclear weapons. Iran, of course, has a really sophisticated missile industry and has one of the biggest missile stockpiles in the Middle East. But there's more that is required for a nuclear weapons program other than just highly enriched uranium and missiles. It seems like Israel has managed to do quite a significant amount of damage, but there are essentially some weapons that you could use to strike really hardened, very far underground targets that they would probably have to procure from the US that can also only be delivered with US planes. So I think one question is to what extent the Trump administration wants to get involved in this. And then, of course, you're also severely increasing, especially at Isfahan, you would be severely increasing the risk of releasing radiological materials into the wider environment, which would be really risky.
Bunker busters is a more colloquial term that we use to discuss large airdrop munitions that are capable of doing a couple of things. First, it's penetrating hard and deeply buried targets. Think something like a bunker or a facility that's built within a mountain. And these are also timed within the fuses of the weapons so that they don't explode immediately upon impact, or like some other munitions where you aim for an airburst several hundred feet above impact. They actually go several feet into the ground, dozens of feet. The GBU-57, which is the massive ordnance penetrator that's being discussed heavily in terms of American involvement in Iran, can actually penetrate up to 200 feet before detonating its ordnance. In the case of the massive ordnance penetrator, it is the only weapon in anyone's arsenal globally that's able to successfully target and potentially even eliminate facilities like Fordo. It was designed originally with the intent of attacking and destroying targets specifically built into mountains. Initially, that was in terms of North Korea, later expanded to target sets including Iran as well. And even then, it's not a guarantee that one or even two of these weapons would be able to successfully take Fordo offline, and certainly even to destroy it. The U.S. Air Force B-2 stealth bomber that is the only aircraft that's capable of carrying and deploying these weapons can carry up to 2 of these. Now, it was reported this morning in print outlets that the Air Force actually has, as part of their kind of operational concept for attacking targets such as Fordo, would actually plan to use several of these munitions deployed through several aircraft. So it wouldn't just be a single munition dropped or even 2 from one airplane. It would be multiple strikes kind of barreling down into that target set over time, kind of drilling down towards